Ready to go live. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to Lunchbox Live. We have travelled up from Cornwall now to the central belt of Scotland, and we're in Livingston with the guys from More Than Fitness. Apologies, I couldn't actually fit your names in. It was too long, so that's why we just put More Than Fitness. So, welcome, Dom, first, before I ignore you. Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
Hello.
And welcome, John and Grant from More Than Fitness. First things first, guys. Are you sharing this to your pages? Because if you're not, please, can you do it now?
Of course we are.
Let's go. We want this global. Let's go.
I am stoked about today. Obviously, we're all fully branded. As we are. You guys, I've known you since we started working together in Elite X, and I just think you fellas are just, such a hoot. You've been very generous with your time with me, giving me advice, and I'm excited about today because it's just a bit, awesome. And it's going to be an interesting story, and I haven't got a clue where this is going to go, so that's what's quite exciting. So,
The unplanned ones are the best ones sometimes.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. So, John, Grant, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, who you are, what you do, and where you've come from.
I'm Grant. This is John. He's a handsome one. I'm the tall one. First lie already. I'm the tall one. I'm taller than John. We are world-class coaches who are, leaders and mentors in a world-class community that is just growing and growing. Like that. Oh, boys on fire! Like that. Boys on fire. I practiced that shit. And we basically help everyone in our local community.
Where did it start? Where did it
start? I'll tell you, it was quite funny. So, John used to be my assistant manager in Pure Gym. When I just started, I was a level 2 instructor. He was an assistant manager before he became the manager of Pure Gym. And, we just clicked. We clicked straight away. And, I got an opportunity to open up my own gym. And, it wasn't even a year after that. John Boy came on board, and we've never looked back.
I know. I remember we had this conversation one time. Me and Grant, I was actually doing my coaching diploma for like life coaching and stuff. And Grant was one of my case studies because what I seen in Grant was a lot of energy and just maybe not a lot of direction at that point in time. So I thought it was an excellent case study because one, if I did a good job with Grant, the favour would return because
I made Pure Gym look good.
He did. he was incredible, right? So we were having this conversation, and he spoke about this gym. He had spoke about it from day one that he wanted his gym, and he went to me and says, "You'll come and work for me," and I was like, "I won't be working for you." So it turns out we worked together. But that was a compromise.
It was maybe short term.
Yes,
it's 5 months because John obviously is a life coach and hypnotherapist, and he wanted to go down that route. And we created a signature program, which is a world-class program at the minute called Hit Hard. And it just blew up. It blew up. And I says to him one day, I says, it just doesn't make sense just to make this a one-off thing. I says, look at the impact it's having. Look at the joy people are getting for this. Look at the energy it's giving for us. So we went, right, that was it. Then that was us cemented More Than Fitness together.
Awesome. Yeah. So we've got a little bit of a journey about More Than Fitness. There's you two. You've come from Pure Gym. You've helped each other out. One's the yin, one's the yang. We talk, you hear a lot in the news, in the press, on social media. People get into fitness. Generally, I hear anyway, because of insecurities. Why did you boys get into health and fitness?
See, for for me, the fitness thing was easy. It was an ego boost thing. I just wanted to get into fitness. So like, I started enjoying it, and I took up running. I was actually a stoner. I was a stoner, and one day, right, complete stoner for about 2.5 years. And one day, I decided I was going to go for a run, and I basically gave up the weed and started running, and then I found a passion for fitness. But the life coaching stuff and the coaching stuff that we bring to the table now, for me, I was going through a pretty, I would say, shitty time, overwhelmed, stress, too much work, like a lot of stuff going on. And I was scrolling Facebook and I found someone else that was looking for a case study to be coached. So I experienced coaching for myself, and then I thought, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
What did, here it is, you're smoking weed, you're going, I guess, if you're anything like me, you're on a path to nowhere, really, just bumming around. You go out for a run and something happens. What the hell goes on in that body of yours to go, I like that. I like that buzz. I'm going to do that again.
Do you know what it was for me? I think it was like none of my social circle at that point in time were doing it.
Yeah.
And it felt like a big accomplishment, because in my head, it was where I had this it was an A to B point.
Yeah.
It was my house to my mum and dad's house. Now, see, if I thought about running it today, wouldn't it be a big deal? But in my head, that seemed like huge. It seemed like a massive distance. And I remember I ran there, and I ran all the way to my mum and dad's house. And it was the first time I had the confidence to wear a skin, right? Because when you're a stoner, you eat shit, you get tits, like things happen. But I wore a night skin. And my dad says to me, "You're looking in good shape, son." And I remember that always sort of stuck with me.
Boom.
And then it gave me I think that was a big driver for me to continue to get fit. And then I fell into the fitness industry through passion for fitness.
Yeah. Grant?
Well,
Why did you get in?
I was never kind of been out it. My dad was, a football player. My uncles and stuff, they were on football teams, and I just grew up watching them. And my dad was kind of one of these players. He's 5'9". It's the only person I know I'm taller than. So but he's
by 2.5 inches.
He was this strong, hardy, feared guy on the football park, and I looked up to him. So it's kind of how I tried to be on the pitch, and then I took up boxing. I was boxing till I was 7 or 8, and I never pictured it go like as a career or nothing like that. My passion fell into cooking. I went and studied professional cookery for 3 years, and I was a chef for 8.5 in some really good places. But then I realised, it wasn't that I was passionate. I was passionate about the food, but I wasn't passionate about trying to grow that as a career anymore.
Yeah.
And I got out of that industry, and I was in a very tough one to get into. You can't really talk about it, so I'm not allowed to. But it was after that. It was after a relationship breakup. I resigned for that job, which I fought hard to get, and I applied for going back to college, which was a big risk. Everyone in my family was like, "You'll never get an opportunity for this job again." But I never thought like that. I just thought, what could be next? Because clearly, if you're doing something 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the years, you've got this natural ability to be a team leader, to be a captain of a team, and it's like transferable skills.
Yeah.
So
fucking right. Yeah.
So I loved everything I was getting taught. So it wasn't a chore to study. I'm a very bad studier. I'm a cram studier, but this stuff was just sinking in because I was interested in it.
Yeah.
I done a lot of volunteering, and I got a placement up north for 7 weeks, and I had to wait till my certificates coming. I was working with kids, international kids, 365 of them, for 8 different nationalities for 7 weeks. Loved it. These kind of adolescent Spanish teenagers, who cause shit, would listen because I was on their level. It's still kind of on their level, still a bit fucking crazy. And it was good. And it was during these 7 weeks where I got my qualifications to work in a gym, and I had already set up a meeting with John coming in. So when I finished my 7 week placement, then I went straight in to see John.
Here's the thing on that. Actually, this is really bizarre, right? Because we're actually quite fortunate to be sitting in this situation. So, as you mentioned, I was the assistant manager at the time, but I was assistant manager in the pre-sale phase. He knew my brother through football, and he emailed me, and it was a very basic email. Is there any sort of jobs gone? Here's my CV. Was it a level 2 at this point in time? He was level 2 at this point in time. But the team was kind of full. We'd already done that part. So he was on the back burner. And then you messaged me again, didn't you?
No.
He messaged me again.
He's a job, yeah.
I didn't know him. Like, obviously, I hadn't heard of him. He messaged me again, and my brother's texting me. He says, well, you're going to go and reply to Grant. He keeps asking about this potential job in Pure Gym. So then I've replied to him, and he comes into the interview, right? And the guy that you see now was not the boy in the interview. And he was, do you know what? I think it was a respect thing. I think he's just got so much respect for some people that he might hold in high regard at a point in time, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he really is. He just sits and he listens, right?
Yeah.
And I get that now, but at this point in time, I went to my brother and a couple of other guys that knew him. I says, "Are you sure about this guy?" Like, because they were all like, wait, he'll be brilliant. So I brought him in. I was like, right, okay, I'm going to go on your words, but guys, this is on you. Right? Come in. I was like, so we set on targets, how many clients you think will be on, etc., because it's a self-employed business anyway.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll be in XYZ. And I was the day after, it was like his first shift. I was like, oh, how you get on? He's like, great. Fucking picked up 5 clients. He's bouncing, he's buzzing upstairs. And I'm like, who's this guy?
Resistance beats resistance.
Beats resistance. A circuit class. It was electric. I hadn't seen anything like it. Like, I hadn't had seen, without being dickish, but I hadn't seen anything similar to me, the way I was when I got into the industry. And he was just like, poof, 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 flying on all cylinders. And I was like, this guy's amazing.
Danielle, we've got a comment from Danielle. I just want to shout this out. She's learned more about you two today and didn't know how you got into the fitness industry. Clearly talk about myself when I'm training with you. Danielle, it's all right. I ask the questions and I can't get a word in edgeways.
We're not even finished. We're not even finished.
So, listen, one loves it because he's chasing the ego. You've got to boost off your dad, and then you sort of fell into this fitness industry as a byproduct. You start getting a bit of a boost. You start seeing that probably people in and around you were going, "Wow, John, that's awesome!" You know, stroking your ego, and the more you get into it, and I would suspect that you're becoming a little bit of a leader around in your environment. That's what stands out to me. And obviously, Grant, you've clearly got a passion for it, but you're in the environment, you're looking up to people, and you've surrounded yourself by way of family, surrounded by people who love this, and by positive people doing positive things and having a huge impact on you. So from all of from the journey you've been on, how do you give that all now to your clients?
Can I make a comment based on him? I'm going to make it based on him, right?
Nice,
and you're talking on this is
camera.
And it was, Grant has the ability to influence people either way. Yeah, when Grant is on fire, which he is 100% of the time, everyone feels it and everyone follows him. And I noticed that as he was working in Pure Gym, like that is how that gets passed on. Honestly, it's like, his energy brings my energy. Now we bounce off each other, so my energy feeds him because he loves that.
Yeah.
But what that brings to our community is like it's fucking untouchable.
Yeah.
It's untouchable. So that's a big thing. I think that's a big thing. Yeah.
I can tell. You're doing amazing things. You talked about hit hard before, and you're talking about your community. You're talking about hit hard. Tell us. You've got a powerful community going on. Tell us about tell us about Plan Fuck It first. What are you doing with this lot?
So Plan Fuck It, you know, basically it was a new improved version of our isolation transformation. So
that's just like, what's going on here?
After the first lockdown, we went online and it was isolation transformation because we like catchy shit. It got to the point.
It's orange.
then we were like, we were about to go full on with a block. Then it was like 2 steps forward, 10 steps back. Lockdown, restrictions, this and that. Then we just thought, we said, we're going into lockdown 2 again. Fuck it. That's what we said. We went, plan fuck it. Plan A didn't work. Plan B didn't work. C, D, F. Fuck it. Plan fuck it. Let's go.
Yes.
That's where that came from.
Aye, literally. This is how it happened. We sat at this table. We were about to plan our quarterly goals, and someone says, no, it popped up on the screen. Oh, Nicola Sturgeon's going live, and we're like, okay, we might have to put this quarterly meeting on hold because we're locked down from Friday.
I swear to fuck, we had more people on our live immediately after it as Nicola Sturgeon had us.
And you know, so let's apply this, because this is so true. People out there that we, you know, in our program, in Transform 365 program, in our community, in your community, someone's just popped up there, comment, you know, saying they struggle for motivation. And a lot of us do. A lot of us struggle for motivation a lot of the time. And you guys were probably at that point where you're going, plan A, plan B, plan F didn't work. What are we doing? Where do we go? And then all of a sudden, you just plan fuck it comes off from if you will, just from going ABC, let's join the dots, let's just go for it, execute. What can people be doing immediately to put themselves on the front foot to get motivation kicking off?
Well, I just saw that Bev said that about motivation, so I just wrote her name down there. Bev, if you're struggling for motivation, you know, it's one of these things you look at, you say you love these conversations, then if you love the conversations, maybe you might love the energy. So if you see people around you who look motivated, or you know are motivated, look, reach out. More people are reaching out in the last year than ever before. A lot more people are struggling this year than ever before, but that's increased the people reaching out. So whether it be something serious mentally, or whether it be something just slacking motivation, reach out, drop somebody a message you feel can help with your motivation and your energy.
100%.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
You know, you're talking about how do we sort of immediately go from there to there. We do this really fucking well, and I think we've only kind of picked up on it the last 3 months, is we don't give ourselves long enough to talk ourselves out of anything we do.
We just do it, man.
If we have an idea, it is literally, fuck it, let's do it. As soon as we commit, that is your motivation, because you've committed. There's accountability surrounding that. There's no leverage surrounding that. So, in everything that we do, sometimes we're like that, fucking, like, but the new gym, for example, the new gym,
what you feel.
it was just like, you know, it's risky, it's a chance, but then you've got that if not now when. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. This is key. You know, we've got the people. Is what you were saying here is reach out, speak to people, surround yourself with like-minded people. You know, we talk to our clients. You know, we talk to our guys, and I'm saying to them, you know, for 9 years ago, I was so in my own ass. I just didn't know what was going on. I just started watching motivational videos just on YouTube, you know, just motivation after motivation just to get me going. And then from there, then you start reaching out to people. You start to, you'd be amazed at what people, what support and what love you'll get if you reach out. I think that's massively, you know, so powerful. And then lastly, they're just saying about taking action, make a commitment. We literally were talking about this in Transform X with our Transform X guys the other day, that the one thing that holds people back really is they can plan and they can plan and they can plan, but they never commit.
Yeah.
Commit, just get it going. You know, there's only fail fast. Yeah.
Oh, you know? Tibbs is still here. Hi, Tibbs.
Well, you know, as Dom says, right, I've got you two who can't stop talking, and Dom can't stop talking. I don't stand there looking.
What we've looked at.
Before we move on to this, right, I have to say this, fellas, right? And we're going to come to it, but I've got 2 awesome photos of you, and I have to say, right, personally, from thanking you, you were really generous in inviting me to join some of your sessions, and they've been awesome. But anybody who can laugh at me trying to do bloody sit-ups with a dog on my chest has to go far in my estimation, because you guys actually laughing at me was really quite funny.
Where's them photos?
Oh, well, we'll bring them up, yes.
Oh, they're coming up.
Yeah, they are.
Let me see.
So I did say in the thing about the
It's
cross-dressing.
not Grant oil painting, is it? Oh, yes.
Maximum effect. That's quality. Hey.
And, but my favourite has to be this one, because I love this, and I'm gutted that I didn't find out about it, because I would have joined you fellas. The Oompa
Loompas.
That was the funniest session I have seen in my life.
That was brilliant. I think the entrance to that video was just...
Yeah, it was epic.
We had a wee cough over the camera, and we just went...
Yeah, that was just
I
awesome.
can't remember what the first one was.
The spandex, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
for anyone who's listening, these guys just dress up in stupid costumes, weird things, and pretend it's normal, and then act a bit random. So we've just talked about three good things. We just talked about three good things. Get us surrounded by motivation. Watch motivation, surround yourself with motivation, get connected with people sort of going in your direction, and take action. What are three things that people need to quit immediately? What are three things that are people doing that are just killing them results?
Number one is becoming more apparent and more closely I work with people, and it is making other people's problem their own.
Yeah.
It's the most draining feeling ever when it almost comes under the branch of comparing yourself. It's two different. It can be seen as two different ways, of course, but the minute you make someone else's problem yours, then you've got twice the stress, twice the sleepless fucking nights, twice the emotion that you need to somehow manage. And
a shitload more excuses to stop yourself doing anything that you actually want to achieve.
Exactly.
Getting trapped in their own thought process.
Yeah.
Avoid doing that. That's like doing that whole 5-second thing. Make your decisions then. Make them early. Don't give yourself time to overthink any situation. Some situations require detail. I totally understand that. But when it gets to the point whether you're considering whether or not to do it, and your heart's telling you one thing, your head's telling you the other, you need to make that snap decision. Otherwise, you will talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
So some people, I think, they just look at the outcome. They're looking at the outcome, and they're looking at drawbacks, if you like, negatives that might happen towards that outcome. So they didn't go for it. Whereas, like he says, we'll plan, we'll commit. We might not even know the outcome. We've got an idea of what we wish for, but we just don't give ourselves enough time to think about it and go for it.
Yeah,
if we're going to fail, we're going to fail fast. But the faster we fail, the faster we learn.
I think that's got to be the biggest takeaway. I hope all of our Transform 365 people are watching, because we bang on about this. These guys are, they often, a lot of them, when they enter our programs, their biggest fear is failure. And I know that's a lot for everybody. I know that everybody sort of goes through that at some stage, but we generally, we find this a lot, and that's cool. But you guys are really just pushing that message home there. That failing's cool. Failing's all right.
You're right. You're totally right. And I think we're in a place now where we don't even consider it anymore.
It's a bad thing, anyway.
No, but we don't even consider fear when we're making decisions now. I think every time we make a decision, there's always excitement. We're always excited about potential. Then we start talking about, this stuff can that actually happen. What if this happens because we've done this? Then we start to, where are we going to be in 10 years' time? We've done this now. What's it going to look like in 10 years' time? We start getting excited about that.
Do you know why I don't fear failing anymore? Because I genuinely believe my community won't allow me.
Yeah, that's for sure.
My community won't allow me to fail. Or whatever I sense or perceive as failure, my community wouldn't allow it.
You know what? That is awesome, because that's exactly how I feel, is that I can't fail because you're on a mission. You guys are on a mission to change people's lives, and if you're doing that and you're doing it at the highest level like you guys are, you're not going to fail. Yeah, you might picked the wrong program, but you'll change it and you'll tweak it and you'll come back stronger. But you guys are on a mission, and I say, I'll stop being a fanboy now because I'm in the top. This is a paid performance for more than fitness.
When are the 4 years doing this joint LBT?
Sunday.
Here's the thing.
It can't be this Sunday. It's Mother's Day.
Mother's Day and Gosha's birthday.
And it's my partner's birthday.
What about
Sunday? Following Sunday. Well, it's all good with me. What about you, Dom? You check your diary. 21st, that'll be, mate. He's looking down.
Don't know what's happening tomorrow, does he?
don't plan it, just commit. Let's go.
As long as it's not Wednesday, he's okay. He can commit to it as long as it's not Wednesday.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Wife Wednesday. Yeah, I can do it. I'm looking up at the diary.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. 21st.
21st.
Yeah, and if Nicola is watching, we are the same as any of those TV presenters in frigging Murrayfield. We are coming for work purposes. Okay?
Fuck Nicola.
Nicola,
Hey,
the lady
boys,
who had the
if
fake
we open the
radio.
shutter, we're technically outdoors. There's like 15 people out there. No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
So, yeah, okay, 21st. So, what you need to do, though, is you need to tell us what we're going to be dressing up as.
No, you just tell us your sizes. We'll have it ready for you.
Awesome.
This fit. So, whatever this is, this will be fine.
Good.
Right.
Yes. That's a buzz. I'm excited about that. That's going to be class.
It will
That's
be
going to
class.
be class.
21st.
One last thing, because I'm conscious of time.
Yeah.
What's going on with this food bank? How much are we up to? It's an off-the-scale feat. Where are you at?
Over £6,000. The community again. We want
Easter eggs.
Aye.
It's like we've got a factory of Easter eggs in our current gym just now.
People are
What a pair.
So we just finished a 24-hour walk.
Guys, can you make sure you post the link to donate in the comments of this afterwards so people can donate to it, please, buddy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was one of these things we really didn't care about. You know, there's going to be naysayers and haters on this one, but must have been about 40 years walking about fucking during the night. You know, we stopped one time off the police, and the police kind of said, "What he's doing at this time?"
That's the police for anybody who's listening. That's the police. Not the police, the police.
For all our listeners in the United States on our podcasts, that is the police.
The 911, the 50, the popo. They asked us what we were doing. We told them, and they said that's fine.
Stay safe, basically.
They basically said stay safe, and some of them were actually watching it on Facebook or the lives because Deb's his partner works for the police, and you know one of our ladies, Mel, she got picked up about 3 in the morning from her mum. She was struggling. Then on the M8 at 3 in the morning, they got a flat tire and got pulled over. The police came and helped. The police came and helped. The police, the 50 came and helped, and they said, "What are you doing at this time?" And they said, "Oh, I was just walking 18 hours, you know, for charity." And they went, "Oh, that was with MTF. I was watching it on Facebook."
So even the police got on board with the food bank. Listen,
yeah, for sure, man, for sure.
It's off the scale, you know. I haven't even talked about it, but I just want to summarise really, and what you guys have done is we've gone through a terrible time. COVID has wiped businesses out. It's been crazy and hard for people, but you guys have made it fun. You've done things to support charity. You've created events. You've raised more than £6,000, and in times where businesses and gyms are closing, you're buying. The work that you do is fantastic, and I hope I hope we can do more stuff together, because I think the energy you bring and the balance between us is just fantastic. So I personally hope we can do more, and connect communities would be fantastic. Connect countries, but I
believe it will. We had the conversation with Stuart as well. Once we do get some sort of normality back, you know, why wouldn't we work together? Why wouldn't we go further together? Why wouldn't we use all the boys in our coaching? Like, there's so much expertise, so much ideas, so much passion in that one room. You know, the guys. Why wouldn't we?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think it's an amazing idea. Amazing idea. We could do massive stuff for food banks all round.
100%.
You know, because I think it touches everyone's heart. You know, when you talk about food banks, you know, And you know, when everyone thinks about kids that maybe suffering and hungry, and parents and single parents that are really struggling, especially at this time, you know, when all kids are at home and not back in school. But I think they're back in school down south now, aren't they? Even still, you know, there's a lot of unnecessary stress on households at the moment that like no one needs. But I think it touches everyone's heart when they realise that it could be their next door neighbour for all they know. You know what I mean? It could be their next door neighbour for all they know. I just think it's not a massive thing. I think it could be bigger than it is. It's huge, like you say. It's like we've done bigger than it is. We've done. It should be, not could be. It should be bigger than it is. And it's something we'll carry with us for as even if we don't remain a business. I think we'll still be doing stuff like this. And
it's a testament to you guys that you are. So fantastic. And thank you, Lim, for giving us the link. I'll make sure I put it on our podcast as well, so that when people see the thing on the podcast, they can actually donate as well.
Excellent, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, guys, it's been awesome. As I was expecting it to be awesome. And you didn't disappoint. So
I mean, it was lovely to talk to you, Dom.
Right, it's all right. Once we get you guys on our chat, we're going to have lots of fantastic world-class questions for you because.
Tibbs, before you go, I know we've got a lot of other guys that are probably watching this. Can you share briefly the story with you guys and what it is that you do? Because we've probably got a lot of following that might be not quite ready to come to us yet, but you guys could be the perfect fit. The perfect fit. So if you could share that, that'd be amazing.
I'd love to. I love talking about myself. Now I've got an opportunity to talk and I'll go before Dom. I don't go before Dom, I'll never get a word in. So basically, we set up Transform 365, and we have a signature program called Transform X, which is a 12-week emotional eating course where we coach you through emotional eating, what causes it, how it impacts you, how you can overcome it, tools and techniques to break it. And I know because I've lost 100 kilos, and I did it yo-yoing for 6. I got told at 39 I was going to die in 6 months. Dropped loads of weight, brilliant, fantastic, and then spent 6 years putting it back on, losing it. And it wasn't until 2017 that I realised I had an overeating addiction, had a mental breakdown, and basically sorted my shit out. And by sorting it out, I found out a whole tools and processes that can help people. And then last year, I left my corporate job, was going to go into management consulting, and had an epiphany like you guys have. And I realized I need to help people. So I was talking to Dom about coaching, and then Transform 365 was born. And we set up a signature program because I think you're right. There are people who need to go on our program before they come and see you guys. Yeah. Because often they'll go, we'll go to PT, and the PT you'll go, fit and exercise and do this, do that, but they don't actually address the course of the most easy. I spent thousands on PTs. In fact, I should be a qualified PT, the amount of money I spent on them. But every time I just out-trained my poor diet. As soon as I stopped, I carried on eating. Dom.
Well, you know, I don't have the 100 kilo story. I don't have the picture of, you know, the big boy and the you know, the fat dad to fit dad pictures, but I basically had an emotional upbringing that impacted my mind. I became from an early age. I started from an early age. I basically turned to food for comfort, for self-love. I took a journey of self-loathing for years. And I lived in the past. Ultimately, as I got older, I lived in the past and I lived in my head. I left school with no plan because I just dreamt of a perfect life. And that took me, you know, from being an emotional eater to what I call is riding the waves of others. I was just bobbing around with absolutely no idea what was going on, loving the weekends because I was with my mates, craving a lot of stuff, and that took me down the road of boozing and everything else that goes with big weekends. And then from there, you know, relationship breakup turned me to sort my shit out. My heart was broken, and I said I'd never go back to that deep.
I feel you on that one.
deep dark place. I said I'd never go back, and from there I spent the next 9 years sorting my head out, mastering my mind, getting to grips with my self-image. I became an undereater. I became an overeater, a binge eater. I got addicted to exercise. I've got 2 Achilles injuries because of being addicted to exercise. And now I'm at peace. Now I'm at peace with who I am and what I'm about. And I always knew from the minute I started sorting myself out 9 years ago that I had to help other emotional people. I had to help other emotionally people sort their mind out, because you can do everything. You can eat, you can do the physical stuff, you can go to work, you can get a better job, you can succeed in every area of life. But if you don't sort your mindset out, you're on a road to destruction all the time. And then we met Tibsy. I was doing my thing, Tibsy was doing his own, and I said, what's this guy up to? He's got some good skills and I need him in my life. And we had a Costa Coffee, and many more. Costa Coffee got about another few grand out of us, and transformed 365 respond.
Hey, well, boys. You are the second best dynamic duo in the world. These are the second best looking dynamic duo in the world. And the fantastic.
We're the best in England, though. Listen, fellas, it's been a blast. Longest one we've ever done, but I reckon we need to do another one. We'll do it on the 21st, your LBL.
Let's do the return leg.
In Livingston.
Let's do a return leg, because we would love to, pick your brains and get, share your stories and go a little bit deeper.
And I'd love to talk to your members more about just that whole emotional thing, because I think there's so much that we can help each other with. So
I'd love you to talk more, Tibsy. Hey,
just talk more.
Mate, Tibsy, and I think that's what you boys have sort of alluded to there is so true. What I always sense here is that businesses fear us and they think that we fear them. Like, we encourage our clients to go and seek help in whatever area they need. And if that's a personal trainer, go get it done. You don't need to, we're helping you with one element of life. Go seek a professional personal trainer, a professional, whatever, in other areas of your life. And if we can do, if your members are needing help on something that you can't give them, we'd love to help. And that goes to anybody, that goes to any business.
Hey, we could do a joint program.
Boys,
yeah,
get it set up. There we go.
Hey,
joint program, here we come. Right, fellas.
Guys,
awesome. Thank you so much.
We'll hook up after this and sort out the 21st and the details.
Yeah, brilliant, lads. Yeah, fantastic. Look, thank you, Dom. Thank you, John. Thank you, Grant. Thank you for everyone who's commented, watched, liked, listened. If you are watching this on replay, make sure you put #replay because of the Facebook algorithms. And if you're watching on the podcast, thank you very much. We are now available on all podcast platforms, including Apple. So
this is going to be a podcast.
Yeah. It'll be on Apple Podcasts tonight.
Traveling.
Yeah. You'll see on the Facebook thing. I'll tag you in on Insta and Facebook when we've got it on Apple Podcasts tonight for you.
Brilliant.
Super.
All right, guys. Super. Thank you so much. Thank you all for watching, listening.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.